I'm Nic Smith. I'm the MD of CMS and also one of the founders. So reaching 25 years as a milestone is amazing for me. When my brother and I started the business 25 years ago, I think we finished the first year trading 200,000 a year and finished with 4 of us in the business. And after 25 years, there's over 300 and we're doing over 32 million a year. It's incredible, but the most fulfilling thing in all of that is just seeing 300 people in the business. That's really rewarding. Brilliant. Standout moments over the last 25 years. Starting it initially, that was kind of really scary, very scary times. Neil and I started the business. We used to have to kind of dip into our mortgages to pay payroll at the end of some years. We didn't take any salary for the first couple of years. It was quite terrifying, really. And I can remember, way back when, turning over our first million in a year, which was a real milestone for us back then. And they were really fun times. We knew how to party back then, and celebrate. Then some really kind of tough times. So the financial crash in 2008, that was really tough. CMS proved to be really resilient though. So as people stopped spending money on capital projects, they spent money on maintaining their assets that they had, and CMS did both. So we focused more on the maintenance side of things, and we came through that. So that was really a brilliant moment just to get through such a tough period. And then 10 million turnover with 200 people in the business. These were just kind of really rewarding moments. COVID, of course, everybody suffered COVID. The thing with COVID, though, was, again, CMS resilience came through because the hospitality sector kind of fell off a cliff and stopped working, but the care sector needed to be prioritised, and CMS was in a position to do both. So, we still had to go to work every day and look after hospitals and care homes, and just seeing the team respond to that, get out there, just felt so much love and pride for the business doing that. Prior to CMS, I used to be in big corporate. I used to work for Mars, as in Mars bars. I used to kind of run factories and divisions for Mars. I did that for a number of years. I was trained as an engineer. I've got a degree in engineering. And then I had a year out from big corporate life. I was actually delivering yachts around the world. And my brother Neil had set up CMS originally. And then when I got back from sailing yachts around the world, we met up in the pub and had a pint and talked about what we could do if we got ourselves together. And hence we kind of got on with building CMS. Well, most people think of CMS as an engineering business. But I think the thing that sets CMS apart from most other engineering businesses, I don't think of it as an engineering business. I think of it as a people business. And our best asset is our people. And over the years, we've really focused on getting the best people to work in the business, and that's what shines through. And we offer kind of a broad spectrum of hard services. Surviving 25 years has been a big achievement, but actually building this academy, moving the HQ into the academy, setting up the training academy, and as amazing as it is just feels like we're starting again from a really powerful base to project from now. And I don't think there's going to be any limits to what we can do now. The most important thing the CMS Academy will enable us to do is to grow more quickly. Our biggest restrictor to growth previously has always been our value proposition and the quality of our value proposition, and that relates to the people that we have in the business. Now, since COVID, it's a really tough environment to recruit good engineering skills into any business. In order for us to continue to grow, we needed to do something about that. The Academy gives us the ability to bring great people into the business, identify where their skill gaps are, and then fill those skill gaps. And it's not just hard service skills, teaching them mechanical skills or electrical skills or air conditioning skills. It's also the soft skills that go around the requirements of an engineer these days as well, and the administration and management teams as well. The CMS Academy has got capacity to probably put through a couple of hundred people through it every year. If we actually get to that level, I think we will be really flying. But realistically, well, some of the most important things about putting people through the academy is bringing in youth skills. So the apprentice academy, if we can get apprentice training courses set up here, bespoke to what we deliver in a commercial environment, then I'd expect to put at least 50 apprentices a year through the academy, which then starts to fulfill our growth requirement needs. I think one of the most fundamental things that we deliver as CMS is that we've got quite a vast shared knowledge base. So we have over the years built up an engineering team with great knowledge, and in the commercial environment that we operate, no one person could have all of the knowledge that you need. So when you come and work here as an engineer, some of the feedback that I get is good engineers turn up to work here and say, after a year being here, they now start to feel like an engineer, where they understand how to fix things at root cause, not just put sticking plasters on. And when they can't figure something out, they've got plenty of people to be able to talk to that can help them with that. And most engineers, we twin them up with other engineers to start with, and we introduce them to the wider team. Most of our management team throughout the different divisions are engineers of old that understand what it is to be an engineer and have that skill set available to them, or know who to talk to provide a solution. So I guess a wealth of knowledge and great support is what we offer. Well, I kind of hope that most customers don't really notice that we're there. So we kind of help other businesses thrive by maintaining the built environment. You know, we keep the built environment comfortable with our heating and AC services. You know, we keep it safe with our compliance piece. We make sure that everything's working and compliant for them. And then we bring them new technologies, and we kind of make their equipment more efficient by looking at it in a different way or keeping it up to date. But all of that tends to just go on in the background for our customers, because what our customers do isn't what we do. We just provide the core services for them to be able to do what they do best. So keeping the noise on core services down to a minimum and just making sure they don't notice us is probably the best way. I have an analogy in my head, as it were, that I want people to think of CMS. So you have two engineers that go into a trade counter. One engineer sees another in a CMS uniform. I want them to go, "Oh, you work for CMS, don't you? That's the best company in the UK doing delivered hard services." And that's where I want people to think of us. If I could go back 25 years and give myself one piece of advice, I think I'd give myself the advice to try and develop leaders right from the start. 25 years has been a real tough slog sometimes, and we've really started developing a leadership model in the last 5 years, and I should have done that right from the off. A real valuable lesson for me in business is not transactional. It's not black and white. In business, people deal with people. And I think it's really important to remember that and have really good open dialogue and communication with your clients and your supply chain, and just talk to people. The legacy that I hope to create, or we are creating, I think is based around Neil, who was one of our founders. He was a marine engineer by trade. And when we set up CMS, Neil's marine engineering principles were what guided us. When you're on a boat and you're at sea and something breaks, then you can't just order a replacement part or get somebody in to fix it. You have to be very creative, innovative, and work hard to get the result that you need, because you have no choice. And that's the basis for some of the values that we still operate to today. You know, CMS are responsive. We respond really quickly to our clients' requirements. We have integrity. We do what we say we're going to do, which is massively important in this role. We care. We care about our people, and we care about the people that we look after and the outcomes of what we do. And that's hugely important as well. And we have to be experts in order to deliver all of that. Now, the CMS Academy is a legacy to all of that. All of those values are what this academy is going to instill in the people that we bring in. And that's right from the youth that we bring in on apprentice training schemes through to our engineers that we'll bring back in and retrain